Hi guys, I'm Mark Weir. What we're covering today is an amazing one for me. It's nice to look back and hear every time I want to reminisce. It's my mother. She was a great inspiration for me. A lot of my quotes, my inspiration, my strategy in my life are planning a lot around what she was telling me. You always want to make your parents proud. On this one, my mother has seen her go through so much as a young black woman back in from the 60s to the 70s. The 70s, I watched her struggle from a nurse to a model, businesswoman, and achieving Businesswoman of the Year, which is unbelievable. And now she's retired, traveled the globe, visiting friends and family. She's got a very good lifestyle. I'd love to achieve that sort of glory in my time and my life. A lot of stuff I've achieved from when I was 20 or up to my life now, my age now, is down to her inspiration and her tools she gave me to live my life. All the successes, all the rewards, the nice cars, everything, the holidays, was all down to her. It's funny growing up because I believed it was our dad, but our dad was a very good worker. But the one who's like the intelligent, the strong, the drive, that was my mother. I think she took me more into the fitness side, and I veered off of that side. I'm more into business now, but the business side I think was my sister, my younger sister, 3 years younger. She's the accountant side, but all these traits I can see in my mother. The modeling, she did modeling. My sister Karen, she went on to modeling herself. What you're going to see here is the woman herself, her struggles, her setbacks, and how she'd overcome it. I hope you get a good idea about the woman that inspired me. I hope it motivates you, helps you, or inspires you to try and do more in your life. It's not natural motivation and development and success. I think it's got to be nurtured, it's got to be honed on. You can even pass it on to your children, as she did with myself and my sisters.
Yes, I'm Norma Weir, Mark's mum. I was born in Jamaica, in a beautiful place called St. Catherine, District Pointer. I was schooled in Kingston, and I migrated to England in 1963. During that period, it was mainly nurses who migrated from Jamaica with my education, and we were recruited, and you then select your hospital, and I chose Virgin General in South Wales, where I did my training. From there I went to Bath, Somerset, finished my training there, and then went to Gloucester, where I of course met my husband, Lionel Weir, the children's father, and we got married there.
How many children?
We have 3 children, Mark of course, and Karen and Michelle, the youngest. And I now have 8 grandchildren, beautiful grandchildren. In my time, things weren't as easy for women as now. And after doing nursing, I don't think anyone thought I had the ability to run a business, but that is in my blood. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father, they were all business people. And of course, my dad used to be in everything. He ran a shop, a bar, he buy and sold coffee and cocoa.
Was that Blue Mountain coffee?
Which of course everyone knows Blue Mountain coffee. And the cocoa was grown on the property, which we used to call chocolate, but it's the same chocolate that you make the tea and you also make the chocolate bar from. So growing up as a child, my dad was a business person, and I suppose I inherited some of that. He went as far as having his own bakery, where he would supply miles and miles of shops with that product: bread, bun, cake. And that was interesting. But of course, I ended up being in Gloucester, and I had a very difficult time starting business because, being a woman, you weren't given that extra help to start a business unless you had a gentleman behind you. And I must say, unfortunately, I don't think my partner knew then I had the ability. So I had to do my thing on my own. I saw this business going while I was still nursing, and it was an old hotel known as the Rycroft Hotel, a 22-bedroom building, and it was closed down for a while. So I made an offer, not having a lot of money. I think all I had was £1,600, and that was nothing for the building. So after getting the building, I ended up with £600 in my account, and I approached the bank, and the manager was very, very helpful. And with the project that I took in and everything that I wanted to do to the building, he decided to visit the building, and he then informed me, being my husband did not want to be involved and I was going to be on my own, I had to take an insurance, a life insurance, to cover the loan, and that's how I started. Well, I had a lot of faith in myself, and I knew I could do it. And my bank manager then of Midlands Bank in Gloucester, always remember this gentleman, he gave me my start. Within 1 year, I had work on the building, and I turned it around. I converted 3 of the bedrooms in a flat to have a manager to live in when I'm not on the property, and I start making a profit within 12 months. And the manager was so impressed that he then told me I could have overdraft to do more improvement, and I should just work as hard as I could to make it pay its way. So I had another year, and in 2 years, Rycroft Hotel was known to everyone, and it was doing well, and I was able to live off that property. I gave up nursing, and I was quite motivated then, and I thought I could do something else. So I started looking around again, and there was a building then in the cattle market going in the papers known as Wheelwrights. I went and viewed the property, and then I decided, yes, restaurant and lounge bar, that's me.
That was absolutely great to hear that. So what it tells me that my mum, the way she was, she wouldn't settle for anything. She was constantly moving forward. hearing with dad how he diversified into different business. My grandfather, great grandfather, it's been in the family. So it's just obvious that my mum eventually would again step forward and start doing exactly the same, passing it down to me and my sisters. It was great. The main thing I found with this, she's always telling me never to settle for anything, always keep trying to improve, keep growing. And when it comes to business, you realise that the most successful businessmen, I always noticed it, I always recognised it, they had multiple income streams. When you look at people like Richard Branson, he started off with records first, then he went on to into planes, obviously having his own airline, and from there he moved on to trains. I'm not sure which direction. Then obviously now he's doing rockets, going to the moon, and he's got his own island, and it goes on. You've got people like Warren Buffett. That's one of my famous ones. He's got about 40 companies, not sure how many exactly. You've got people now into music, now doing movies. Will.i.am. You've got Dr. Dre's one of the obviously wealthiest of the world, and he's doing movies as well as collaborating with a load of other people. Will.i.am is probably the most popular, known every once in a while. It just pop up in a video. So everything for success, you need to, again, keep changing. To me, how that reflected on me is when I was doing martial arts, I did boxing, went to taekwondo, and even when I did taekwondo and I won the world championships, I moved on and I started doing Thai boxing and I went into full contact. Again, I was always looking, and I seen this video, and it was MMA, no hold bars, Vale Tudo at the time, and I thought, wow, that's everything, every art under one roof. Imagine you can teach, okay, you would have no set, or you wouldn't be held back to a certain area, kicking, punching, grappling, be everything. Straight away, I started to push that over in England, in the UK. That's why I'm lucky, being called a pioneer of MMA. It's a great honour to be called that, although it's been around for a while, and it's just great. What I've achieved from that, it all comes back to my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, and my ancestry. And so, taking from that, I hope you got an idea that to be successful in business, to the ingredients, okay, for longevity, for wealth, even for happiness and satisfaction, is to keep evolving, keep moving forward. Bruce Lee always liked the Tai Chi saying, flowing water never goes stale. And I really do believe in that as well.